Hello ladies and gentlemen and movie lovers of all kinds, and welcome back to the channel. As always, I am your host Brett Murphy, and for today's video I have a brand new top 10 for you all, as I'm going to be counting down my picks for the top 10 most underrated, unappreciated, and biggest surprise movies of 2024. Now, just to clarify, my definition of underrated, which is what I will likely title this video, can mean that it did poorly at the box office, I haven't or no longer see or hear anyone talking about it, or the reviews may be lower than I believe they should be. Clear as mud? Good. Before I hop into the actual video itself, I just wanted to let you all know that I have an entire playlist dedicated to all of my top 10 videos. We are closing in on 100 videos currently on that playlist for you to enjoy, so if top 10 videos are your thing, then be sure to check that out and I guarantee you'll find something you like. And if by some chance you don't, then feel free to suggest something you might like. And so without further ado, let's hop right into things. In 10th place is Carry On. Honestly, in the very minimal build-up for this movie, I didn't give it a second thought. I saw that it was a Netflix original and was like, oh, okay, cool. Netflix original flicks, at least, the shows are pretty good, but movies, hit or miss. They don't have the best track record, at least in my honest opinion, so I didn't think I'd ever bother to watch this. Then reviews started coming out and I thought to myself, maybe this might be alright after all. It was described as Die Hard 2 meets Phone Booth, and that's pretty much exactly what it is. It's set during the holidays, has excellent performances from Edgerton and especially Bateman, who plays an unbelievably convincing villain, and for my money, remained consistently intense throughout, with a healthy helping of twists and turns. It doesn't break any new ground, nor will it make any best of the year lists, but I thought it was an easy watch and a ton of fun. You might be wondering how it's underrated. Yes, it is doing pretty good viewership numbers on Netflix, and the reviews are generally positive, but I honestly think they could be higher. This is the best Die Hard movie we've gotten since, like, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Number 9, His Three Daughters. Another movie dubbed a Netflix original that I wasn't sure I'd be checking out. When I finally started it, I was really unsure if it was going to be my cup of tea, as even at the 30-minute mark, it really wasn't clicking with me. I thought to myself, shit, I might be wasting my time checking this one out when I still have so many other 2024 movies to watch. Thankfully, from that point on, the movie really took off, and by the closing minutes, it had me welling up, mere seconds away from sobbing like a baby. Spearheaded by powerful performances from Carrie Coon, Natasha Lyonne, and Elizabeth Olsen, each of their characters come from vastly different walks of life, and each have a wildly different approach to every situation they're faced with. Despite its slow start, it really is a beautifully written, deep-cutting, and emotional journey that questions your morality, the people you surround yourself with, family, and what it means to love and be loved. In that 8th place spot is Love Lies Bleeding. This one was an absolute smash hit for me. The ending did feel a little half-assed and rushed, and I didn't love the hallucination sequences that popped up every so often, as I felt there was a better, less in-your-face way to show what these sequences were trying to say. However, outside of those things though, Stewart and O'Brien's chemistry is absolutely off the charts. Like, they are magnetic. Both give fantastic performances in their own rights, but I think I would actually give O'Brien the slight edge for me. Wow. A huge star on the rise, that's for damn sure. The story is fairly basic, but it works because the execution is so slick and stylish. I loved the low rumbling score, and Harris plays a wonderfully chilling villain. Coming at number 7, live from New York, it's Saturday Night. I had my eye out for this one since it was first announced. After it skipped my theater, I was delighted to track it down as soon as it hit VOD. And I'm delighted to report that I thought it was fantastic. A little rough around the edges from time to time with some amateur-ish performances, as some of the actors felt like nothing more than caricatures of the real people, but outside of that, I had a genuinely good time. Energetically paced, frantically edited, quick and snappy dialogue with plenty of jokes that landed with me. Despite some of the aforementioned weaker performances, there are some truly standout ones too. Gabriel LaBelle continues to impress me with his lead performances. Rachel Sennott also continues to make a big name for herself, and then you have a solid performance from the always reliable Dylan O'Brien, some under-the-radar gems like Corey Michael Smith as Chevy Chase and Cooper Hoffman delivering arguably the best scene of the movie. And then the cherries on top, they threw in some vets like J.K. Simmons and Willem Dafoe. The direction from Reitman is slick and purposeful. The writing from both Reitman and Kennan is sharp, and it seamlessly blends the real-world story with larger-than-life Hollywood antics. And swooping into number 6 is Strange Darling. The two leads are fan-freaking-tastic. Kyle Gallner stays winning and remains one of the most underrated talents in the industry today, while Willa Fitzgerald dominates the screen in every single scene she's in. This was my introduction to her as an actress, and hot damn, I'll be keeping my eye out for her name going forward. Though I think the twist hits a little too early, and it has like 2 or 3 too many endings, the rest of the movie is exceptionally well made and incredibly engaging. I loved the way the story was delivered in its out-of-order chapters. I freaking loved the movie's score, and though again the twist does drop early, in my opinion, it's still an awesome twist I never saw coming. JT Molnar's direction impressed the hell out of me too, and I can't wait to see what he does next. And marking the start of our top 5, in 5th place is Hitman. I finally checked this one out when it hit Netflix, and I will forever be kicking myself in the rump that I didn't check it out during its very short run at my local theater, because this one is magnificent. It remains funny, charming, and clever throughout its entire runtime. Powell disappears into the role, or roles I guess, and Adria Arjona won my heart like she did with everybody else. The elements of this that are based on a true story are absolutely batshit insane, and it's kind of crazy it's taken us this long to have been told this tale. It lost some points for me for some of its predictability and taking a little too long to get to the actual point and purpose, or the rising action if you will. Plus, I then found there wasn't really a good, satisfying resolution either. Nevertheless, I did have a really good time with this one, and I'd recommend it to pretty much anyone. In 4th place, Transformers 1. A very solid new entry into this iconic, but now rather tired, franchise. Personally, I am a big fan of the live-action Transformers movies, so when this was first announced, I was a little apprehensive. Then they revealed the story and the voice cast, and I thought, okay, this might actually be really cool. However, the trailers put me off of it, and I wasn't sure if I was going to give it a go at all. Thankfully, the marketing just kinda sucked. Actually, that feels like an understatement. The marketing was ass for this movie. The movie itself is mostly a great time. I thought the majority of the story was solid, the voice acting was decent, and the movie had plenty of fun and exciting sequences. The major standout was definitely Keegan-Michael Key as Bumblebee. He had me laughing on a near constant basis. Elements of the movie are really exposition heavy, and I didn't buy into Megatron's descent at all. Optimus's story, his rise, for lack of a better term, was done far better, and so was the story of their friendship, like their bromance. But Megatron's turn just really didn't work for me. It felt way too abrupt. The animation was another weak point in my opinion, and not that I don't admire animation as an art form, I can't even begin to grasp how difficult it is to work on these projects and the countless hours it took the creators to hone their craft. But as a paying audience member, I have every right to judge. So I personally didn't love the style they went with. To each their own, of course, some people adored it, but the style, I thought it was kind of bland, made for TV looking. Again though, there is still plenty to enjoy. The music is energetic, the bromance is excellent, the third act is enthralling, and there's plenty of room to explore more. Not perfect, but better than I had expected, and though it seems unlikely at this point, I would be more than happy to check out a sequel. And in 3rd place, the first to the podium, is Sing Sing. Well, this movie hit me like a cement truck. It was on my watch list for quite some time and I kept putting it off, as I typically do with most things, until I do my annual end of the year cramming everything I possibly can that I missed. And now I don't know if I'll ever forgive myself for waiting so long to watch this. Colman Domingo delivers a career high performance filled with emotion, intelligence, and elegance, offering up endless charm, wit, and raw honesty. I hadn't realized until I finished the movie that most of the other actors involved are formerly incarcerated men who actually did perform in theater programs similar to the one shown in the movie. I thought that was crazy impressive because, like, again, I didn't know till after I had watched it. Holy shit. Those outside of the formerly incarcerated are also mostly first-time actors too, alongside a pretty much first-time director, and what a debut it was. There are others in here that are more seasoned, but a lot of them are first-timers. Beyond the performances, the themes cut me deep, often analyzing abuse of power, flaws in the justice and prison systems, morality, artistic expression, creativity, imagination, and most of all, the labels placed upon us and the cages we can often put ourselves in. Countless moments in the movie had me welling up. It was truly a beautiful experience I won't be forgetting anytime soon, and more than deserving of all the praise it's been receiving. I wouldn't be shocked if Colman takes home the Oscar, and I wouldn't be mad either, you mark my words. In second place with a silver medal wrapped around their neck is Memoir of a Snail. Okay, I'll be upfront with you all, never in a million years would I have thought that I'd like this movie as much as I did, but here we are. It's not going to be for everyone, that's for sure. It's very dreary and somber. Everyone speaks in a monotone voice. It's stop motion animated, which I know not everyone loves. And overall, it's just odd. Like, it's a strange, weird movie, but it just clicked with me personally. It's one of the most perfectly told tragedies I've ever seen. An immaculately written journey that explores loaded themes like grief, depression, loneliness, anxiety, and purpose, while also tackling some really dark stuff too, like forced religion, fetishism, homosexuality, suicide, disability, Alzheimer's disease, and maternal death. Again, this is a loaded movie, extremely loaded, but my god, it handles it all so gracefully. Despite its mundane tone and presentation, and morbid subject matter, it's also chock full of charm, humor, and surprising bursts of hope and joy. By the time the powerful and poignant ending rolled around, I was nearly sobbing. Again, it is not going to be for everyone, but am I ever glad that I gave it a shot based on the overwhelmingly positive reviews. I thought it was marvelous and one of the most unique movies I've ever seen. And in first place is Boy Kills World. What a damn good time this movie is. It's part Hunger Games, part John Wick, part like live action anime, a little bit of your favorite Saturday morning cartoons with a sprinkle of some of the best retro arcade games. Bill Skarsgård owns it. He gives it his all here, and I have no idea how Jessica Ralph still hasn't become a major star after like the Happy Death Day movies. Andrew Koji is a scene stealer, and Yayan Ruhian delivers exactly what you'd expect from him if you're familiar with his work in the Raid movies. The action is over the top and bloody as hell, but the heart at the center of the story, the love and bond shared between siblings, is arguably just as strong. Yes, it does get a little try-hardish with its camera work and over-editing and the frame rate shifts, and yes, what I did start this mini review off with, its inspirations and such, it does sound like a lot, and that's because it is a lot. Tries to be a lot of different things while not truly like excelling at any of them. It's kind of a jack of all trades, master of none situation. That being said, it tries its damnedest the whole way through to be all of them at once. I mean, a jack isn't a bad card, y'all. And the fact that we rarely get unique, out there movies like this makes me want to champion it even more. I'd take this most days over another cookie cutter franchise movie. I just love seeing filmmakers take huge swings, and that's what this is. In fact, I enjoyed this movie so much that I did an entire video essay on it where I called it the best 2024 movie you didn't see, and obviously I'm standing by that here today. So that is all for today's video, folks. Be sure to let me know down in the comments below what you thought of my picks for the 10 most underrated, unappreciated, and biggest surprise movies of 2024, and what your top 10 or more picks would be. As a reminder, this is the revamped BAM2 Movies, and it is your one-stop for everything movies. Be it top 10 videos like this one, ranking videos, video essays, versus videos, tier list videos, I have it all and so much more, along with your daily nerdy news wrap-ups, a series of shorts where I keep you up to date on everything movies, gaming, and TV related. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that little bell icon so you don't miss a thing. As always, folks, I thank you so very much for watching. Stay happy, healthy, and safe out there. From myself and the rest of the BAMTube team, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time, and that's a wrap.